All right, good morning, traders. Good morning, Alan, Phil, Scott, Ricardo, Sonny, Muthu, Centuri, Lenny, CJ, T, Melinda, Ed Carter, and everybody else here in the BYOB room early this morning. All right, let's kick this day off. Today is, nice reminder, Ed, options expiration week day, So we'll have some options that expire today. Could be a wild ride. We'll see what happens. We have an hourly downtrend happening in the SPY, in a daily uptrend. Uptrend is still on tact. Looking for bull flag on top of one of these trend lines here. Yes, I have the recorder on. So what we had, not yesterday, but the day before, was a doji candle, which typically represents either a pause or sometimes even can signal a reversal. And instead of moving up, we had a pullback. So my morning SPY pivot is going to be 453.40. And how I got that, drill down to the 10-minute chart. And let's hit a different chart. All right, you can see the times where it touched this area right here. We got it once there, here, and once again there. So 453.40. Above that, I'm going to be a bull today. Below it, I'm going to be a bear. You can see in the pre-market, we're already challenging that area right now. And let me go back to this one. All right, so we have several trend lines that could play out. There's one here based on the hourly. There's one there based on these two tops right up there. And of course, we have on the daily chart, if we drill out, you can see we have this trend line that starts way back in October. And this is the one that has probably more candles over and above it than any other one. So we're looking for this one to hold up here. And we got close yesterday, but not close enough. So we'll see what happens. Here's the SPY. Now let's take a look at QQQ. QQQ had a kind of a bigger candle than the SPY had as far as pullbacks go. Keep an eye on the midpoint. All right here. Start closing candles over the midpoint, before noon or 1 o'clock. You could be looking at a reversal day off to make higher highs on QQQ and SPY. So QQQ, look at it on the hourly. Not really any lower lows or lower highs there. Let me see if I can pick something up on the 30-minute. Yeah, on the 30-minute, we've got a lower high there, lower low, lower high. So we have a 30-minute downtrend happening in QQQ. An hourly pullback. If you look at it on the hourly, there's really not many pivots in there to really pick out. So you've got a 30-minute downtrend, and you're still in your daily uptrend. So there's a daily uptrend on the QQQ. If we start going lower today, we're going to look for probably, let's find some targets if we decide to go lower. We've got an open gap that starts from right here. And it looks like it goes down to right there. So we bounced right here on the open gap. So if they start to roll over, this gap could get challenged later today. We'll see what happens. So we'll put a line in right here. And one more right about there. Next one below that, we have another open gap, which runs up right through there. So we get two open gaps below us. Right there. So there's the numbers for QQQ on the downside. On the upside, mainly it's just get back to the midpoint. It could just hang out here in the lower third and then move to the right. So we'll see what happens with the QQQ. But there's some lower lines on the QQQ if they decide to do more selling. So now let's take a look at the IWM. IWM on the daily chart. We had a red pullback day. We are in the pre-market. We're up over the midpoint of that pullback, I believe. Take the quad lines and put them in there. Yeah, you can see the pre-market has us up over the midpoint. So that's a good sign for the other stocks. Still in a daily uptrend. Probably a 5-minute pullback here. Maybe a 15, let's see. Yeah, you got a 15. How about a 30? So we have a 30-minute downtrend here. You've got lower high right there and the lower low. So we have a 30-minute downtrend in the IWM. And we have a daily, and it's in a daily uptrend. So there's IWM. Lower, next target lower for IWM is going to be right here, right about 193.60. If they decide to go lower. And below that, the next target's going to be probably this area right there, 190.176. So there's the IWM, daily uptrend, 30-minute pullback. Now let's take a look at the diamonds. So here's the diamonds. Now the diamonds, if I remember, had a whopper day yesterday, so here's the diamonds, no pullback whatsoever. Nice day up, a little bit of retreat. Diamonds still moving up, no downtrend. So nice daily uptrend on the diamonds. Nice breakout of the shoulder area right there. Beautiful upside. Increasing BOP, so money flowing into the diamonds. Now let's take a look at FNGU. Alright, this is the one that moves the market. This one has so much weight that the rest of the market could be moving up. The whole heat map could be green, but if these 10 stocks are red, market's not going to move up. It'll probably even go down. So here's FNGU with a gap down. So let's put this in now on the daily. We have a gap overhead. There's the overhead gap. My cursor's not working again. There we go. Alright, so here's the daily trend indicator. You can see we turn the trend indicator red with one move on the FNGU. So, are we still in a daily uptrend? Yes. So the trend is still up on the daily. It's just the trend indicator's turning red. So that trend line's being challenged. Alright, so what do we have? We have an hourly. No, we just have it's an hourly pullback. I'm looking for highs and lows. Well, there's the lower high. There's the lower low. So we have a 30-minute downtrend in the FNGU. So it's a 30-minute downtrend, but a daily uptrend. And the trend line's being challenged. There's your trend line. So we'll see what they want to do today. Now, where did they go? Minor resistance would have been right up on top of these tails. And they poked into minor resistance, well, pretty far. See all these pivots that stick up? You can see price action came well into this minor resistance area. Usually you like to see it bounce on the top up here, right about 196.95. They took it a little bit further. Could be an indication they want to come down here and challenge the major resistance. And the major resistance is going to be these tails that stick down. And then again, we could get the rubber band effect today, where price gets slung back up to maybe this area, the lower third. So if we put the quad lines in, right there, they may come back to an area right about 203.34 and just move to the left, move to the right. It's going to be hard to move to the left unless they got a time machine. So I would look for it to probably pull back to the lower third of this pullback right here, and then there's a possibility if they get through that, challenge the midpoint, and then do the gap fill. Yeah, this is the support. This is minor support. That's what I meant to say, minor support. If I didn't say minor support, I meant minor support would be these tails that stick up, and the tails that stick down are going to be major support. Yes, they could be affected. And as you were saying, it might be a good thing and it might be a bad thing. We don't know. But if I had a FANG stock and I knew that they were going to reshuffle, maybe add more weight. I don't know if they're going to put more weight or less weight. Who knows what they're going to do? But I definitely want it up high if they're going to be, even if they're going to be buying or selling, it just pays to have it up as high as possible. Yeah, now it's Mang, yeah. No longer Fang, it's Mang. So there's the FNGU with a big candle down yesterday. So now let's take a look at the XLF. XLF was not phased at all by yesterday's price action in the FANG stocks. XLF just moved higher, and it's still moving up. And if we back out, you can see here's the midpoint for the XLF. We're well up over the midpoint. We're challenging the minor resistance of these tails coming down right there, and we're climbing into the upper third of this move. Like to see it climb into the upper third and move to the right and eventually move up higher. So beautiful move on the XLF, breaking the downtrend here. So really nice for the XLF. Next stop on the XLF, if it wants to go higher, I don't know if it will. We'll be right up here. See these two shoulders? Right up there, 35.97. You got a little head up here and shoulder. So these two shoulders is going to start challenging the shoulder tops right through there. Here's the XLF on the daily, bullish daily uptrend. Actually bullish on all time frames. And let's take a look at transports. Transports put in a red day yesterday. So they had probably a little 15-minute pullback. Actually, no. Actually, all they had was a little 10-minute pullback right there. Just a cross underneath. So not a bad day at all on the transports. There's the 20th. Why does that look so confusing to me? So they opened up, they went up, and then they pulled back. They didn't even take out. For some reason, this price action on the 10-minute chart doesn't look like this candle. See, this shows us making a higher high than the 19th. And then closing up over, closing up over where we closed on the 19th. Why does that candle not look right? Well, something funny's going on there. If you look at the price action, here's the price action for the 19th, and you can see we pretty much closed right here, and you can see we closed above where we closed on the 19th. So we gapped down, moved up, and just kind of, it should look like a topping tail candle. But it doesn't. For some reason, it does not look correct. That's the 19th. And it should look like a topping tail candle, but it doesn't look correct at all. So, little error there. I don't know what they're trying to pull. But yeah, that's my daily candle. I don't know what's going on, but anyways, IYT, higher high, higher low, and IYT is looking good, still in a daily uptrend. That's strange. All right, let's take a look at the dollar. All right, so over here on the dollar's creeping up. This is the creep up yesterday. All right, now we're creeping up even higher overnight, right there. So we could have some more. We could see some more downside. Not sure what's going to happen, but you see here's our high from before, and now we're creeping up even higher. But as long as we stay under 103, 104, I think we're going to be bullish for a while. Earnings calendar. This morning we have American Express, Schlumberger, some Roper Technologies, Regions Financial, Huntington Bank shares. And for this evening, not much going on. So everybody's reporting early in the morning on this Friday. Monday, let's see what we have on Monday. Monday's a quiet day. And let's just look at Tuesday. Okay, Tuesday we got some big ones coming out. You got Microsoft, Google, Visa. There's some more financials. Texas Instruments, and Verizon, and GE. So, GE reports in the morning, same with Verizon. But these big cap ones, they report later in the evening. So on Tuesday next week. Economic calendar. Today is going to be a quiet day. And if you look next week, change the time zone, come on up here to the 27th. And you can see right here, next week we have an FOMC announcement at 2. So we'll see where they want to position themselves ahead of the announcement, given the CPI data that we just saw. So we'll see what happens there. So Fed announcement on Wednesday around 2 o'clock. And let's look at Max Pain. Max Pain for this morning is 2.5 puts to every call. Max Pain's 435. I don't think we're going there. So they may want to press the puts, and you could see a short squeeze from yesterday's down action. We could see a short squeeze today, and they very well may do a bull 180. I doubt it, but they very well might pull one off. It is options expiration. They might rip it up and then rip it all the way back. So we'll see what happens with the options expiration. So over here we have the bullish 10-minute trends, and over here the bearish 10-minute trends. All right, so that's it for this morning, and I will see you all in about 30 minutes.